All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody, as we get set for the second game of our baseball doubleheader for you this afternoon on this Memorial Day. Great to have you along. Next up, as we look at the brackets here, let's concentrate on the left side. The Yankees have beaten the Astros, and they win that series best of 5, 3-0. Yankees won just moments ago 6-3, and the Yankees advance to the ALCS. They'll be playing either the A's or the Royals, and we're going to be playing ALDS Game 3 now between the A's and the Royals. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. We'll have NFL football for you a little bit later on today. So we're going to be heading out to the Oakland Coliseum. I know they don't play there anymore, but with the Show 24, they're still there. And let's head out there now for Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. I keep hitting the wrong button. Let's try this again. There's your lineups. Now let's head out. Jammin' Sports presents Game 3 of the American League Division Series between the Oakland A's and the Kansas City Royals. Live from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, Oakland, California. This best of 5 is tied at 1 game apiece. All right, we go to the top of the first, and Rube Wahlberg will be the starting pitcher for the A's here tonight. We have some rain coming down here in the East Bay. Willard Brown will lead things off for the Royals. This best of 5 is tied at 1 game apiece. Brown is the left fielder. Here's the pitch, and we're underway. It's outside, ball 1. The winner of this series will play the Yankees in the ALCS. This series is tied at 1 game apiece. Next pitch, inside. Count goes to 2-0 to Brown. Our Memorial Day baseball doubleheader here this afternoon. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. We'll have NFL action for you starting at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Here's the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Willard Brown. 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for the Royals to start things off here in game 3. Bo Jackson, and nobody catches Bo. He's the center fielder. Here's the pitch. And Bo, a ground ball down the third base line, fouled off. And the count goes to 0-1. Counts at 0-1 to Jackson. Brown at first base. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runner on first base as Brown at first for the Royals here in the top of the first inning. 1-1 pitch. And that's down the first base line. Giambi will throw to second for 1 to get the lead runner. So Jackson is on a fielder's choice as they get Brown the lead runner. 1 down for the Royals, and now Buck O'Neil will come up next. He's the first baseman for Kansas City. 1 out, runner on first. That's Bo Jackson at first. Wahlberg on the mound. And they throw to first. Jackson's back in time. Trying to make sure he stays on first. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. And that's a high fly ball. Henderson back and left, and that one's gone. A 2-run blast by Buck O'Neil here in the top of the first. And the Royals take a 2-0 lead as they had a runner at first base. Wow. So Kansas City jumps out to a quick 2-0 lead with 1 out here in the top of the first. Buck O'Neil, let's watch his home run into the night. And it's 2-0 Kansas City. Next up, Ted Strong. He's the right fielder.
Ball 1.
Down low, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch by Wahlberg.
That's the ball.
Low and outside, low and inside actually. Counts at 2-0. Now the 2-0 pitch.
Ball 3.
Ball 3, it's low.
I got 3-0.
Kansas City off to a big start here in the first. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. And the next pitch is fouled off down the third base line. A lot of foul territory here in Oakland. A lot of foul territory. It's a pitcher's paradise. Next pitch, fouled off down the first base line. Full count now to Ted Strong at 3-2. 3-2 pitch.
No, ball 4.
Ball 4. And the Royals have another one aboard with 1 out here in the top of the first. And Newt Allen comes up next. He's the second baseman. Here's the pitch.
That's a ball.
Down low and inside, ball 1. Counts at 1-0. One 0 pitch. There goes the runner. And he's going to be safe. Strong, a stolen base for the Royals. And now Kansas City with a runner on second base. We just 1 out here in the top of the first. They're already up 2-0. Takes the lead at second. Allen at the plate, counts 2-0. Just 1 out. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner on second. That's Strong at second base. The pitch. Called strike 3. Strikes him out. 2 down for the Royals here in the top of the first. Let's watch this one again. Umpire cam. And now Dobie Moore will come up. The shortstop. Here's the pitch. Popped it up. First baseman Jambi will come over in foul territory and make the play for the final out. At the end of half an inning, Buck O'Neil, a 2-run blast for the Royals, and they take a 2-0 lead. Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Hilton Smith will be the starting pitcher for Kansas City today. Here in Game 3. Leading things off, left fielder Ricky Henderson for the A's. Smith looks in. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0 to Henderson. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The Royals scored 2. In the top of the first, take a 2-0 lead. Here's the 1-0.
No, inside.
Inside, 2-0. Ricky checked his swing. And now the 2-0 pitch. Pops it up, out of play. Count goes to 2-1. Two-one pitch. Fouls that one off. Counts at 2-2 to Ricky Henderson. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning. 2-2 pitch. Down the first base line. And Buck O'Neil will make the play for the out. Henderson grounds out to first. 1 out for the A's. There's Oakland's starting lineup. Next up, the second baseman, Mickey Cochran. Cochran will step to the plate. 1 out, base is empty. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count quickly, 0-2 to Cochran. And now the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit. A 1-out single for Cochran. A's with a runner aboard. Now Reggie Jackson will come up, the right fielder. 1 out, runner on first. A pitch out. Cochran's going to stay at first base. Jackson back at the plate, counts 1-0. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off. That'll even the count at 1-1 to Jackson. He steps back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, runner on first. Here's the pitch. Inside, 2-1. They throw to first. Cochran's back in time. Count remains at 2-1 to Reggie. 2-1 pitch. Reggie fouls it off. Count remains at, or actually, count goes to 2-2. Got some light rain in Oakland here. Here's the 2-2. Jackson high into left center field. Bo Jackson going back. Jackson, it's out of here. It's a 2-run shot by Reggie Jackson. And the A's have tied it up here in the bottom of the second. A 2-run shot. And just like that, we're tied up at 2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Let's look at this blast by Reggie. You got a hold of that one. And now Jimmy Fox will come up for the A's, the catcher. In there for a strike, 0-1. 1 out, bases empty for the A's here in the bottom of the first. Counts 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Ripped high in the air. Out to right field, and that one is gone. Back-to-back home runs. Holy Toledo. A solo shot by Jimmy Fox. And the A's go up 3-2. The Royals scored 2 in the first, and the A's have now scored 3 in the first. Back-to-back indeed. A long ball tonight. Next up, Al Simmons will come up. He's the center fielder for the A's. Here's the pitch by Smith.
Ball 1.
Ball 1 up high. Count goes to 1-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Game 3 of the ALDS. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. The A's lead the Royals 3-2. Here's the 1-0 by Smith.
Ball 2.
Up high, 2-0.
2-0.
Simmons back in the box. Here's the 2-0. In there for a strike, 2-1.
Aye.
2-1 pitch is swung on, and the count goes to 2-2 to Simmons. 2-2 pitch. Down the line, but hooking foul, and the count remains at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. As Al Simmons goes down swinging. And now coming up, Jason Giambi, the first baseman. Giambi rips that one down the right field line, but it hooks foul. And the count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch.
Ball that's outside.
Outside, 1-1. It's a lot of pitches for Smith here in the bottom of the first. Counts up 1-1 to Giambi. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. There's 2 outs, base is empty. A's lead at 3-2 here in the bottom of the first. A lot of runs so far here in the first. 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be right to the third baseman, Frank White, who makes the final out. But the A's on back-to-back home runs by Jackson and Fox take a 3-2 lead at the end of 1. Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the second. George Walker will lead things off for the Royals. He's the DH today. Walker pops one up. Third baseman Baker comes in and makes the play for out number 1. H.R. Baker, or Home Run Baker as they call him, making the play at third. 1 out, bases empty. And now Salvador Perez comes up. Perez is the catcher for the Royals. 1 out, bases empty. Pitch by Wahlberg. In there for a strike, 0-1. now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one off. Count goes to 0-2 to Perez. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2. 0-2 pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Inside. Count goes to 1-2 to Salvador Perez. And now the 1-2 pitch.
That's ball 2.
Outside. They'll leave the count at 2-2.
2-2 count.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Base is empty. Perez at the plate.
3-2.
And that's going to be low. Full count now, 3-2. Crowd didn't like that call. It was a good call. Three-two pitch. Down the third base line. Baker knocks it down, throws to first, not in time. That'll be an infield single for Salvador Perez. Baker did a good job knocking it down. It'll be an infield single. Next up, Frank White. They throw to first. Perez is back in time. Frank White is the third baseman for Kansas City. 1 out, runner on first. Pitch by Wahlberg. Ground ball, foul ball. And now the 0-1 pitch.
Ball, that's
Up high, 1-1. And now the 1-1. Wahlberg looks in. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 pitch.
Ball, that's out.
Outside. That's going to even the count at 2-2 to Frank White. Two-two pitch.
Full count.
Outside, 3-2. Full count now with 1 out to Frank White. 3-2 pitch. Down low, ball 4. And the Royals have runners now on first and second with 1 out.
Now batting.
Here in the top of the second. We go to the top of the order. Willard Brown will come up. He's the left fielder for the Royals. Facing Wahlberg, here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0.
Ball 1, no strike.
And now the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. Now the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2.
2 strikes.
The 1-2 pitch.
2 balls.
Down low.
2 strikes.
Inside. Count goes to 2-2 to Willard Brown. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second. A walk below the bases. Pops that one up. Giambi in foul territory. Down the first base line, makes the play. Out number 2. That's a big out. 2 down for the Royals here in the top of the second inning. And now Bo Jackson, the center fielder, comes up. 2 outs with runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Did he go around?
What do you got?
Yes, he did. Strike 1. And the count goes to 0-1 to Jackson. 0-1 pitch. Jackson, a ground ball to Baker, and they'll get the lead runner for the final out. at the end of 1.5. A's lead at 3-2 here in Game 3 of the ALDS here at Gem Sports. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Third baseman, home run Baker, will come up for the A's, facing Hilton Smith. Pitch by Smith. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. No balls and a strike to Baker. 0-1 pitch. It's a ball. Count goes to 1-1 to Baker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the second inning. A's up 3-2. Pitch by Smith. Down low. Count goes to 2-1. Smith doesn't like the baseball. He wants a new one. Baker at the plate. Here's the 2-1. That's ripped into center field. A base hit. Jackson will field it, throw it in. And they'll keep Baker at first. A leadoff single for the A's here in the bottom of the second inning by home run Baker. Let's watch this one again. And now the DH, Miguel Tejada, will come up. Cochran playing second base. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Tejada. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, runner on first. They throw to first. Baker's back in time. Tejada at the plate. Counts at 1-1. 1-1 pitch. There goes Baker. They got him. They gunned him down. Nice throw by the catcher, Salvador Perez. They gunned down Baker at second base. And there's 1 down for the A's. Great throw, great call. One ball, 2 strikes now, 1 out, base is empty to Tejada. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball to first. And making the play is Buck O'Neil for the out. Tejada grounds out to first, 2 down for the A's here in the bottom of the second. And now Terry Steinbach comes up. He's the shortstop. 2 outs, base is empty. Pitch by Smith. Down low, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, base is empty. And now the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2 to Steinbach. One-two pitch. Outside, 2-2. At 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith trying to get out of the inning. 2-2 pitch. Up high, full count, 3-2. Counts at 3-2 to Steinbach. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. At the end of 2 complete. A's lead the Royals 3-2 here in Game 3 of the ALDS here at Gem Sports. Buck O'Neil, the first baseman, will lead things off for the Royals here in the top of the third. A's lead it 3-2. He had a 2-run home run back in the first inning. The pitch by Rube Wahlberg, who's still on the mound. Inside, count goes to 1-0. One-0 pitch. He went around. Count goes to 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1 to Buck O'Neill. And now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, but he swung at it and fouled it off. Count stays alive, or O'Neill stays alive with a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. O'Neill goes down swinging, 1 down for the Royals here in the top of the 3rd. And now Ted Strong comes up. He's the right fielder for the Royals. Facing Wahlberg, 1 out, bases empty. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. Counts 0-2 to Strong. 0-2 pitch. Popped it up, out of play. Count remains at 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 2. 2 down for the Royals here in the top of the 3rd. It's a nice sequence of pitches right there. And now Newt Allen comes up. He's the second baseman. First pitch outside, 1-0. 2 outs, bases empty for the Royals here in the top of the 3rd, trailing 3-2. Wahlberg on the hill. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Allen. Two-1 pitch. High in the air, out to right. Reggie going back. And Reggie is going to fall. Simmons will chase it down. And that'll be a double for Allen. A 2-out double for Newt Allen. He's on second base now for Kansas City. Well hit. And bounced in the gap and up against the wall. And now Dobie Moore comes up next. The pitch in there for a strike. Moore, the shortstop. 2 outs. Newt Allen at second base. Counts 0-1 to Moore. Wahlberg trying to retire the side. 0-1 pitch.
Ball 1.
Down low. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1-1 pitch. And that's ripped down the third base line, but hooking foul. The count will go to 1-2. Allen taking the lead at second base. And now the 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. At the end of 2.5. A's lead at 3-2 here in Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading things off for the A's will be Ricky Henderson. A's lead at 3-2. He's the left fielder. Hilton Smith still on the mound. First pitch, a strike as he takes a big swing. We're at the Oakland Coliseum, Oakland, California. Game 3 of the ALDS. Here's the 0-1. Henderson high in the air, out to center field. Bo Jackson going back on the warning track and makes the play for the out. 1 down for the A's here in the bottom of the 3rd. Mickey Cochran up next. And he's the second baseman today. 1 out, base is empty. Here's the pitch.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Off the plate, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Excuse me. And now the 1-0 pitch. High in the air. Out to right center fielder. Who wants it? Oh, can't get it off the wall. He'll throw it in. And that's going to be a triple for Mickey Cochran. A 1-out triple as he ends up on third. This one hit the wall out in the outfield there, off the just beyond Jackson's reach. And now Reggie Jackson comes up, the right fielder, with 1 out and a runner on third. He had a home run last time he came up. In there for a strike, 0-1. In fact, it was a 2-run home run back in the first inning. Jackson steps up. 1 out, runner on third. That's Cochran at third base. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner on third. Pitch. Inside, count goes to 1-2. One-two pitch. And that's fouled off. Count remains at 1-2 to Reggie. Reggie will step back up. Counts at 1-2. Here's the pitch. And that's a ground ball. It's going to score a run into left field. That'll be a single for Jackson. And that scores Cochran from third. And the A's take a 4-2 lead. An RBI single for Reggie Jackson. Drives in a run. Sharply hit between third and short. And now Jimmy Fox will come up, the catcher. He had a home run last time he came up. In there for a strike, 0-1. So 1 out, runner on first. That's Jackson. A's lead at 4-2 here in the bottom of the third. Fox at the plate. Counts at 0-1. 0-1 pitch outside. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first. One pitch. Popped it up. And that's going to drop for another base hit. Jackson goes to third. They're going to hold him up at third. It'll be a single, a 1-out single for Jimmy Fox. That advances Reggie Jackson over to third base. And now with 1 out, the A's have runners at first and third. How about them Rockies at 9-44 CGM? Good to see CGM in the house. Now Al Simmons will come up. He's the center fielder. Took a big swing and miss. Counts at 0-1.
0-1.
CGM in the house. We're in the second game of our baseball doubleheader. The Yankees beat the Astros 6-3. The Yankees win the ALDS. They advance to the championship against the winner of this. Oh, Simmons hits one out to left. See ya. A 2-run shot. And the A's now go up. Make it a 3-run shot. As there was runners on first and third. And the A's go up 7-2 on the Royals here in Game 3. This series is tied at 1 game apiece. It's a best of 5. The winner of this game would have a 2-1 lead in the series. The winner of this series will play the Yankees in the American League Championship Series. As the Yankees beat the Astros earlier today, 6-3. And they sweep the Astros 3-0. Let's watch this one again. It's good to have CGM here, our good friend from D.C. We'll have football later at 6 o'clock Eastern time. And I think that's it for Smith. Yeah, they are. I don't like it. I don't like the advertising on the sleeve either. That's tacky. That's minor league in my mind.
Now pitching for the Royals.
New pitcher, Jose Mendez, will come in for the Royals. Still just one out for the A's here in the bottom of the third. They now lead it 7-2. One out, bases empty. And Jason Giambi will come up. Yeah, it is NASCAR BS. Giambi, a ground ball to Newt Allen. He throws to first for the out. Giambi grounds out to second. Allen makes the play. And now home run Baker, the third baseman for the A's, comes up with 2 outs, bases empty. A's have jumped out to a 5-run lead here in Game 3. Low and inside, ball 1. We'll have NFL action for you starting at 6 o'clock Eastern with the Bills and the Ravens. Here's the pitch. Fouls it off. And the count goes to 1-1. Then we'll have the Bears and the Bucks. And then we'll have the Chiefs and the Lions for you. Or Chiefs and the Browns, excuse me. Here's the 1-1. Inside, 2-1. I think BS in the dictionary has AOC. You got that right. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball. Allen makes the play for the final out. However, Al Simmons, a 3-run shot. And the A's take a 7-2 lead at the end of 3. ALDS Game 3 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 4th. George Walker will lead things off for the Royals. He is the DH today. Rube Wahlberg on the mound. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off. 0-1. Jimmy Jam with CGM in the house. Evil Dead was here earlier, but he had to step out. Here's the 0-1. Counts at 1-1 here at the Oakland Coliseum. Game 3 of the ALDS. Series is tied at 1 game apiece. Here's the 1-1. A ground ball to short. Steinbach makes the play for the out. Nice play by Terry Steinbach. 1 down for the Royals here in the top of the 4th. Just in time. Yeah, Evil Dead was here earlier. He had to step out. I don't know when he'll be back. Here on this Memorial Day, I'm off work, so I'm going to do a baseball doubleheader this afternoon. I'm in the 2nd game already, and we'll have football later. And Salvador Perez comes up. He's the catcher, takes the first one for his strike. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 0-1 pitch by Wahlberg. Big swing and a miss. Count quickly 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Up high. Count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases empty. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. This time to second. And Mickey Cochran makes the play. Perez will ground out to second. 2 down for the Royals. And now Frank White will come up next. And Frank White is the 3rd baseman. 2 outs, bases empty here in the top of the 4th. The pitch to White. In there for a strike, 0-1. I like the powder blues of the Royals. They look good. And now the 0-2 pitch. Popped it up. And the catcher, Jimmy Fox, will get under it and makes the play for the final out. At the end of 3.5, A's lead it 7-2. Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at the Oakland Coliseum. This series is tied at 1 game apiece. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, leading things off for the A's will be Tejada. Miguel Tejada, he's the DH today. Jose Mendez on the mound. The pitch by Mendez. In there for a strike, 0-1. We got light rain coming down here in Oakland. Nothing too bad. Here's the 0-1. Ripped down the line. Foul. The count's 0-2. Yeah, because the A's don't play there anymore. Yeah, this is the show 24. I haven't got a copy of 25 yet. All my rosters are on 24, though. Next one's in there for a strike. Struck him out looking.
The batter, number 36.
And now Terry Steinbach, the shortstop, comes up. I'll probably not get 25. Wait till next year to get 26. I hear it's great, though. I'm tempted.
0-1.
Counts at 1-0, but I'll have to finish this season first. Counts at 1-0. Here's the pitch. A pop-up into shallow center. And who wants to take it? It'll be the shortstop, Dobie Moore.
Now back.
2 down for the A's here in the bottom of the 4th. I will probably end up getting it at some point, but I got to wait till this season's over. Now Ricky Henderson, top of the order. Here's the pitch by Mendez. A high fly ball. Bo Jackson in center field will make the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning. At the end of 4 complete, the A's lead it 7-2. Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 5th. Willard Brown will lead things off for the Royals, the left fielder, facing Rube Wahlberg. Here's the pitch. A ground ball. Steinbach, it's short, throws to first for the out. If there was a way to bring these rosters that I have in 24 over to 25, I would do it. I don't know if you can, though. Bo Jackson, the center fielder, comes up. And I like these rosters. In there for a strike, 0-1. I mean, 24 is a good game, too. But I'm hearing a lot of good things about 25. Here's the 0-1. Rips right to first. They flip to Wahlberg, who touches the bag. Oh, Jackson beats the throw. Jambi had a hard time fielding it. Flipped to the pitcher. Wahlberg, but Jackson, an infield single. And now Buck O'Neil comes up, the first baseman. Takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Royals trying to get back in this game. They're down 7-2. Jimmy Jam with CGM in the house. They throw to first. Jackson's back in time. You can't catch Bo. Nobody catches Bo. And now the 0-1 to O'Neil. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2.
0-2.
Yeah, 24 was the last game with the Oakland Coliseum in it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Swung and an outside pitch. 2 down for the Royals. Here in the top of the 5th. Ted Strong will come up next. He's the right fielder for the Royals. 2 down with a runner on first. That's Jackson at first base. Here's the pitch. Rips that one down the line. Foul. Strong will come on back. Counts at 0-1. 0-1 pitch.
That's a ball.
Low and inside. Count goes to 1-1. One pitch. Ripped foul. Look at all that foul territory here at the Oakland Coliseum. I mean, there's a lot of foul territory. That's why the pitchers love this park. Counts at 1-2 to Strong. 1-2 pitch.
2 ball.
Outside, 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch to Strong with 2 outs. Ground ball to third. Baker throws to second, gets the lead runner, and gets the out. At the end of 4.5, A's lead it 7-2 ALDS Game 3 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, bottom of the fifth. Mickey Cochran, the second baseman, will lead things off for the A's, facing Jose Mendez. First pitch inside, ball one. Apier warming up in the Royal bullpen. Counts out 1-0 to Cochran. And now the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. Bottom of the fifth, A's up 7-2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ripped up the middle, another base hit for Cochran. A leadoff single for the A's here in the bottom of the fifth.
The right fielder, number 9.
And now coming up next, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson comes up, the right fielder. He has a single and a home run today with 3 RBI. He's having a pretty good day. Mendez will pitch to Jackson with 1 out, or nobody out. Runner on first. In there for a strike, 0-1. A's already up by 5. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he takes another big swing. Counts 0-2 to Reggie. 0-2 pitch. Fouls that one off, stays alive with an 0-2 count. Yeah, I don't like the advertising on the helmet. It's Bush League. It looks minor league. It really does. Here's the 0-2. Inside, 1-2. I mean, these guys are making money hand over fist. How much more money do you need? 1-2 pitch. Up high. 2-2 to count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner on first. The 2-2 pitch outside, full count now to Jackson at 3-2. Three-2 pitch. Jackson high in the air, out to left. And Willard Brown will get under it for the out. Jackson flies out to left, 1 down for the A's. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now the catcher, Jimmy Fox, will come up. He hit a home run earlier today. One out, runner on first. Steinbach at first base. The pitch by Mendez. And Cochran gets a hold of that one. Out to right field, Ted Strong off the wall. Coming around. Cochran, will they hold him up? They hold him up at third. It'll be a double for Jimmy Fox. That moves Cochran over to third. And now the A's have runners at second and third with 1 out. That was off the wall. That was very nearly a home run. Off the top of the wall in right field. And now Al Simmons, the center fielder, comes up. A base hit would score 2 runs. Up high, count goes to 1-0. A walk below the bases. He had a 3-run home run last time he came up. Counts at 1-0 to Fox, or to Simmons, excuse me. 1-0 pitch, outside, 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here from Oakland. Counts 2-0 to Simmons. 2-0 pitch, outside. Oh, he went around. They said he went around. Swung at a bad pitch. Count goes to 2-1 to Simmons. 2-1 pitch. Rips it foul. The count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runners at second and third. The pitch by Mendez, high in the air, out to Bo in center field, and Jackson will make the play. Cochran will tag up from third and score. That'll be a sacrifice fly for Al Simmons. And the A's lead it now 8-2 on the sac fly. Fox will stay at second base. And now first baseman Jason Giambi comes up. 2 outs, runner on second base. Up high, 1-0.
Ball 1, no strike.
2 outs, runner on second. The 1-0 pitch. Low and outside. Count goes to 2-0. A's lead the Royals here in game 3, 8-2. 2-0 pitch. Rips it foul down the third base line. And the count remains, or a count goes to 2-1. Two-one pitch. Fouls that one off. That'll even the count at 2-2. Excuse me. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swung, struck him out. They got to throw down to first, make it official, and that'll end the inning. However, A's with an RBI take an 8-2 lead as we go to the 6th here at Jammin' Sports. Game 3 of the ALDS. We go to the 6th inning. Newt Allen, the second baseman, will lead things off for the Royals, facing Rube Wahlberg. Here's the pitch by Wahlberg. And it's going to be fouled down the first base line. Strike one to Allen. Oh, 1 pitch. High in the air, out to center field. Simmons back there will make the play for out number 1. One down for the Royals here in the top of the 6th. Dobie Moore will come up next. He's the shortstop. 1 out, bases empty. Pitch by Wahlberg. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Here on this Memorial Day here at Jammin' Sports. Great to have you along. Here's the 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Counts 0-2. Now to Wahlberg, or now to Moore, excuse me. And now the 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. Moore goes down swinging. 2 down for the Royals here in the top of the 6th inning. That was a nice curveball. George Walker, the DH, will come up next with 2 outs, bases empty. Walker rips one out to left. Henderson goes back, and that's gone. And that'll be a line drive solo shot home run by George Walker just over the left field fence. That ball didn't get very high, but it got out of here in a hurry. And that'll make it an 8-3 ball game in favor of the A's. Let's watch this one again. It's kind of like a line drive home run. It didn't get very high, but it got out of here. And now Salvador Perez, the catcher, will come up next. In there for a strike, 0-1. So it's now 8-3 in favor of Oakland, up by 5 here in the top of the 6th inning. Perez at the plate, counts at 0-1. Pitch by Wahlberg, and he fouls that one off into the crowd. And the count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 pitch, ripped right to third. Baker makes the play, throws to first for the out. At the end of 5.5, George Walker a solo shot, but the A's still lead at 8-5 here in Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Third baseman, home run Baker, will lead things off for the A's. Jose Mendez still on the mound for the Royals. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball, foul, down the first base line. The count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch.
Ball, that's low.
Down low, count goes to 1-1. Apier and Suarez warming up in the bullpen for the Royals. Counts up 1-1 to Baker. 1-1 pitch. Hops it up. Salvador Perez goes back, the catcher, and makes the play for out number 1. Baker pops out to the catcher, 1 down for the A's here in the bottom of the 6th. Miguel Tejada, the DH, will come up next. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Mendez, and Tejada fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 0-2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
And now the 0-2 pitch.
3.
He went around. Strike 3 on 3 pitches. 2 down for the A's here in the bottom of the 6th. And now the shortstop, Terry Steinbach, will come up with 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0. Three O's the count to Steinbach. 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike on the upper outside corner. Count goes to 3-1. Mendez looks in. 3-1 pitch. Popped it up out of play. We go from 3-0 to 3-2. Full count to Steinbach. And now the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. And that'll end the inning. At the end of 6 complete, A's lead it 8-3 over the Royals. Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. Frank White will lead things off for Kansas City, the third baseman. Royals are down by 5 here in Game 3. Wahlberg still on the mound. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Street and Gossage warming up in the A's bullpen. Counts at 0-1 to Frank White. Here's the pitch. And White rips it foul down the line. And the count's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. One down for the Royals here on the top of the 7th. And now Willard Brown, we go to the top of the order, will come up, the left fielder. 1 out, bases empty. Pitch by Wahlberg.
Nope.
Down low and inside. Count goes to 1-0.
1-0.
And now the 1-0 pitch. A ground ball. And Cochran makes the play at second. Nice play by Mickey Cochran for out number 2. Gets Brown out at first base. 2 down quickly for Kansas City. And here comes Bo. And nobody catches Bo. Bo Jackson, the center fielder, comes up. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0. One-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases empty. And now the 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1. Here's the 2-1.
No, that's low.
It's low, 3-1. Three-one pitch.
Ball four.
Inside. Ball 4.
The first baseman, number 22, Buck O'Neill.
Buck O'Neill comes up next. It is an interesting game. 2 outs, runner on first. Jackson at first. In their first strike, count goes to 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 as O'Neill takes a big swing. Buck O'Neill is the first baseman for the Royals. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Counts at 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Rips it foul. And the count remains at 0-2. Oh-2 pitch.
Yep, that ball went
Outside. 1-2 to O'Neill. One-two pitch. Oh, that hit him. It'll be a walk.
The batter, the right fielder, Ted Strong.
Ted Strong will come up now. He's the right fielder. Runners on first and second now for the Royals with 2 outs. First pitch is a ball. Wahlberg, he's looking like he's starting to slow down here. All this happening with 2 outs. Jackson at second, taking a lead there. Here's the 1-0 to Strong. He fouls that off down the first base line. And the count goes to 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Ripped into right field. It's going to be a base hit. Coming around. Throw home. They got him at home. Jackson gets thrown out at home. The Royals come up empty. Nice throw by Jackson in right field to gun down Jackson at home plate. And the A's still lead at 8-3 here at Jammin' Sports.
Now pitching for Kansas City,
Ranger Suarez will be pitching for the Royals now.
Suarez.
A's still lead it by a score of 8-3 here in Game 2 of the ALDS. A's trying to take a 2-1 lead in the series. Ricky Henderson, the left fielder, will lead things off. Fouls it off. And now the 0-1 to Henderson. Fouls it off. And the count goes to 0-2. Jimmy Jam with CGM in the house. Here's the 0-2. And Henderson rips that one foul down the third base line. Counts at 0-2 still to Ricky. Nobody out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Hops it up. Buck O'Neill in foul territory runs over and makes the play for out number 1. Henderson pops out to first. 1 down for Oakland here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mickey Cochran now, the second baseman, comes up next. Actually, he's the shortstop, I'm sorry. No, he's second. Steinbach short.
Ball 1.
Outside, count goes to 1-0. Cochran is the second baseman. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike.
I got a ball, 1
Counts at 1-1. 1 out, bases empty. Here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch. Pops it up out of play. Count goes to 1-2 to Cochran. And now the 1-2. High in the air. Out to Bo in center. And Bo makes the play for out number 2 as Cochran flies out to center field. 2 down for the A's here in the bottom of the 7th. And now the right fielder, Reggie Jackson, comes up. He had a home run earlier today. A 2-run shot. 2 outs, bases empty. Jackson at the plate. In there for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Pops it up. Out of play. Count goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for the final out. At the end of 7 complete, A's lead it 8-3. Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Huston Street will come on for the A's. He's the new pitcher. A's lead it 8-3 here in the top of the 8th inning. Newt Allen, the second baseman, will lead things off. Facing Street. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Gossage and Odom warming up for the A's in the bullpen. And now the 0-1 to Allen. Right up the middle. That'll be a base hit into center field for Allen. A leadoff single for Kansas City here in the top of the 8th inning. Let's see if the Royals can rally and get some runs. Dobie Moore, the shortstop, comes up. Facing Street. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1.
We'll have NFL football for you at 6 o'clock Eastern. A little bit later on, about 3 hours from now. Here's the 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, runner on first. Allen at first base. Here's the pitch. Fouled it off. Count remains at 0-2 to Dobie Moore. Oh, 2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. Route number 1. 1 down for the Royals here in the top of the 8th. The DH, George Walker, will come up next. He had a home run last time he came up. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. A's lead it 8-3 here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 out, runner on first. That's Allen at first base. Here's the 0-1 to Moore. Moore rips one out to left field. Henderson goes back, and Henderson will make the play at the warning track for the out. Quickly throws it back inside, keeping Allen at first base. So 2 down for the Royals as Walker flies out to left. And now the catcher, Salvador Perez, will come up with 2 outs and a runner on first. Pitch by Street.
1-0.
Outside, count goes to 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, runner on first. That's Newt Allen at first base. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Perez at the plate. And now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, but he swung at it. And the count goes to 1-2. He swung at a bad pitch. Street trying to retire the side. Here's the one. Count remains at 1-2 to Salvador Perez. And now the 1-2 pitch by Street. Fouls it off, stays alive. Count remains at 1-2. We're in the top of the 8th inning. 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out at the end of 7.5. A's lead it 8-3 here in Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Kevin Apier will come in to pitch for the Royals. Oakland will try to get some insurance runs here. Leading off, the catcher, Jimmy Fox. Facing Kevin Apier, here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. We're at the Oakland Coliseum. We've had steady rain throughout. Here's the 1-0. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1-1 pitch. High in the air, out to center. Jackson going over. And Bo makes the play for out number 1. One down for the A's here in the bottom of the 8th. The center fielder, Al Simmons, will come up. 1 out, bases empty. Facing Apier. Here's the pitch. Fouled it off. Count goes to 0-1. Count goes to 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one off. Count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases empty. 0-2 pitch. That's ripped into center. That's going to fall. Base hit. A 1 out single for Simmons. So the A's get a runner aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. And now the first baseman, Jason Giambi, will come up. And he fouls that one off. And the count goes to 0-1. No balls and a strike to Giambi. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And the count goes to 0-2. Counts 0-2 to Giambi. Apier looks in. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Stays alive with an 0-2 count. Oh-2. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2 to Giambi. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. A's up 8-3. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off again. Stays alive with an 0-2 count. He's been 0-2 for a while. 0-2 pitch.
Ball 1.
Down low. Count goes to 1-2 to Giambi. One-two pitch. Fouls it off again. Count remains at 1-2. He's fouled off a lot of baseballs here. Count remains at 1-2. Here's the pitch. A ground ball. Fouled off down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2. A long at bat. 1-2 pitch.
That's outside.
Outside, 2-2. Excuse me. And now the 2-2 pitch to Giambi. Down low, full count now, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. The long at bat for Giambi. 3-2. Three-two pitch.
Nope.
Ball 4. It'll be a 1-out walk. And now the A's have runners at first and second with 1 out. And third baseman, home run Baker, comes up. You have Simmons at second, Giambi at first, Baker at the plate. Here's the pitch. A high fly ball into left field. And Willard Brown will make the play. And they keep the runners at first and second. Baker flies out to left for out number 2. Next up for the A's will be Miguel Tejada, the DH, with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Tejada will step up. Here's the pitch.
Ball. That's inside.
Inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. One-0 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll leave the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners at first and second. 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. And now the 2-1. Fouls that one off down the first base line. Counts at 2-2 to Miguel Tejada, the DH. Simmons at second. Giambi at first. Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Full count. A walk would load the bases. Counts at 3-2. 3-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to shallow center. Bo comes in and makes the final out. At the end of 8 complete. A's lead it 8-3. Game 3 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We have a new pitcher. Rich Gossage will come in here for the A's here in the top of the 9th to try to put away the Royals. Kansas City down to their last 3 outs of this game. A's tried to take a 2-1 lead in the series. Frank White will lead things off, the third baseman. Here in the top of the 9th, Royals down by 5. The pitch by Gossage. Big swing and a miss, strike 1.
0-1's the count.
0-1 pitch. Fouls it off, and the count quickly 0-2 to Frank White. A's trying to wrap this one up. Here's the 0-2, and he goes down swinging. Strike 3, 1 out for the Royals here on the top of the 9th. Royals down to the last 2 outs here in game number 3. Willard Brown will come up next. The left fielder facing Gossage. 1 out, base is empty. Here's the pitch. That's a high fly ball, and Reggie makes the play in right. Reggie Jackson. 2 down as Brown flies out to right. And the Royals are down to their last out. Bo Jackson comes up with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, trailing 8-3. The pitch down low, ball 1. We have NFL action coming up later at 6 o'clock Eastern. We hope you join us for that. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1. That was stretching. And now the 1-1. A ground ball, 1-2. Royals down to their final strike of this game. One-two pitch. Fouls it away, stays alive with a 1-2 count. Counts at 1-2 to Bo. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out, and that's ball game. The A's win it by a score of 8-3 here in game number 3. Your final score, the A's 8, the Royals 3. And the A's take a 2-1 lead in this best-of-5 series. Once again, your final score, Oakland 8, Kansas City 3. Coming up at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, NFL action, a triple header for you. We'll see you then.